The epic year of your team 2024. That's what I call this methodology of reviewing your year. Are you in the process of reviewing your year? I want to share with you a methodology that I have. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Stand-Up. 5 minutes to get your week off to a great start and potentially give yourself something to help make you a more effective leader so you can love what you do. December, we're reviewing our year. We're all doing it, or you've completed it already. I want to share with you a methodology that I call the epic year of your team 2024. It's how to graphically put up your story of your team. 6 elements to it. The elements are who is on. Well, first, let's start with the timeline. Timeline's first. Timeline, I broke mine up quarterly. You break yours up, what makes sense for your team. It might be monthly. It might be by project. Whatever makes sense for your team, that's what you want to do. Who's on the team, what you were doing at the time, how, qualitatively and quantitatively, lessons learned and actions. So let's put it all together. We'll walk through this one. As you do this, think about half a day with your team, at least in a conference room, big whiteboard because you want to make it graphic, or those big Post-it notes that you can put on the wall. You want to be able to show this thing graphically. All right, timeline's up. Now let's talk about who. Who is on your team, and show this in relation to the timeline, because your team might have changed through the year. Subtractions, additions, new hires, or maybe you brought a contractor or a vendor in to help you. Show that. You want to be able to look at the impact that they made. All right, so who, what were you doing? It might be projects. What were the projects that were going on at what time? If you were a consulting firm or your team is a consulting team, you might have been going after some new contracts. So it might have been proposal phase that turned into an implementation that turned into steady state. If you were in construction or engineering, different. Software development, it's different. What were you doing? And you might have multiple projects going here. What were you doing? Next, measure how you did what you were doing, both the quality and quantity. Quantity, I mean some kind of metric. So when you look at quality, at that particular time, we were doing really well. However, it was really stressful at that time. We were under a lot of stress. We were under a lot of pressure. It was really difficult. There's some qualitative measurement. Quantity, we were delivering. What was the volume? Metrics for lines of code, metrics for money, margin. Whatever makes sense for you. You want to have both how people were feeling, and you want to have some metrics that you could point to. All right, so now you're taking a look at it, you look on the wall and go, okay, that's who we had, what we were doing, and how it was getting accomplished. What did we learn? What were the lessons learned? And pick out the lessons learned. Make sure you have everyone participating in this overall process, particularly on the lessons learned. Here's what we learned. The work we put in for AI prior to getting into that new contract really paid off. We learned that we were about a month behind on hiring. It really put a strain on us because we didn't move quickly enough on the hiring side. What were the lessons that you learned out of this process here? Based on those lessons, what actions are you going to take? We're going to do this with our systems. We're going to continue development in the AI, in the area of AI. We want to implement a new system here because we saw the benefit of whatever. Take those lessons learned now and turn them into actions. Here's the actions that we're going to take. Now you can look at the year. This is how we did. Here's the epic story of 2024. Here's how we did. Here's what we learned from it. And here's the actions we're going to take. Take this and turn it into 2025. Start the preview for the epic story of 2025. Who's on your team? What are you going to do? How do you want it? What's the quality and quantity that you want at that time? Now you can start building next year, applying the lessons learned that you had from 2024. There you go. It's a fun way to do this. It involves everyone. It puts you all in a room together, and you get a chance to really look at what you've accomplished together. Hope you found that helpful. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week.